We expect a surgeon to undergo years of intense, structured training before they ever pick up a scalpel. We demand the exact same rigorous preparation from engineers before they build our bridges. Yet, when it comes to the people shaping the minds of the next generation, we often apply a different standard. There is a pervasive cultural myth that teaching is primarily an innate gift. The assumption is that if you possess a deep mastery of your subject and a genuine, caring heart, you are fully equipped to run a classroom. This creates what we can call the passion gap. It is the vast, invisible chasm between understanding a complex subject in your own head and possessing the precise mechanics required to transfer that understanding into the minds of 30 diverse students. Empathy and enthusiasm are excellent starting lines, but relying on an amateur, trial-and-error approach to figure out how to teach on the job is a massive gamble with a child's academic future. Picture a brilliant mathematician standing in front of a middle school class. Their subject knowledge is flawless, but the moment two students start arguing and a third throws a pencil, the expert freezes, unequipped to manage the behavioral dynamics of the room. Or consider a highly empathetic literature teacher who deeply cares for their students. Without formal diagnostic training, they might watch a bright student struggle to read for months, completely missing the hidden markers of a learning barrier like dyslexia. These are micro-failures of process, and they compound. Day by day, unchecked behavioral issues and misdiagnosed learning barriers turn a classroom fueled by good intentions into a chaotic, stressful environment. The missing element here is pedagogy. Pedagogy is the structural science of teaching, the tested, evidence-based methods of instruction that separate an enthusiastic amateur from a specialized professional. When intuition is the only tool used to navigate these systemic challenges, educators often face a cycle of exhaustion. This constant strain on the teacher, combined with the missed opportunities for the student, creates a ceiling on what a classroom can actually achieve. The recognition that teaching requires strict, formal preparation is a long-established fact. Historically, educational leaders arrived at a simple conclusion: an education system can never exceed the quality of its teachers. Look at this photograph of an early attempt at mass education, with dozens of students grouped together outdoors without a standardized method of instruction. These early systems were disorganized, loud, and wildly inconsistent in what students actually retained. To solve this, institutions called normal schools were created. Their entire purpose was to establish instructional norms, organizing the craft of teaching into a structured curriculum for the very first time. This historical shift established teaching as a replicable, systemic science, a craft that can be taught, practiced, and perfected. Today, reputable academic institutions structure teacher preparation through a highly layered architecture, designed specifically to replace classroom guesswork with predictable outcomes. The foundation is educational psychology, mapping exactly how a brain processes information. On top sits the structural layer, translating complex academic standards into actionable daily lesson plans. Next is the management layer, training teachers in proactive management to maintain a safe environment. Then comes the execution layer. This involves integrating modern learning technologies and deploying continuous assessment strategies, like specific quizzes, to measure progress in real time. Finally, all of this academic theory is tested through supervised practical experience. By completing teaching placements under veteran mentors, new educators make their initial mistakes safely before taking full charge of a room. This layered educational approach engineers a complete professional. It creates an educator equipped to instantly adapt to sudden changes in classroom dynamics or address highly specific learning deficits on the fly. The immediate result of this rigorous preparation is felt on day one. Instead of entering their first classroom gripped by anxiety and hoping for the best, a formally trained teacher steps to the front of the room with baseline confidence. Over a career, this structured foundation provides deep professional credibility in the recruitment process and opens up eligibility for roles across diverse international education systems. From the perspective of school administrators, hiring trained teachers solves a massive logistical problem. It provides crucial institutional consistency, ensuring that every classroom operates under a shared set of professional expectations. Because these educators possess a high level of assessment literacy and policy knowledge, They can seamlessly align their daily lessons with complex international academic governance frameworks. Professional preparation takes isolated, independent actors trying their best and transforms them into reliable, interlocking components of a much larger educational machine. The student remains the ultimate beneficiary of this structure, experiencing their critical developmental years within an environment designed for their success. Because the instruction is driven by data and inclusive teaching practices, diverse learners are quickly identified and supported. They don't quietly fall through the cracks of a well-meaning but disorganized system. The romantic myth of the naturally gifted teacher is appealing, but it fails to scale. The measurable reality is that structured, standardized teaching methods consistently yield higher graduation rates and better cognitive outcomes. A caring heart and a passion for the subject will always initiate the journey, but reliable educators are deliberately engineered through rigorous, structured professional preparation.